A co-op foreclosure explained. A co-op foreclosure happens faster than a traditional foreclosure on a condo or a house because court approval is unnecessary. Furthermore, co-op board approval is not necessary for a co-op foreclosure, which can save months of time. The collateral for a co-op mortgage. A co-op mortgage is secured by the borrower's ownership interest in the cooperative corporation, i.e. the borrower's stock certificate and proprietary lease. A co-op mortgage consists of a promissory note and a cooperative loan security agreement. The promissory note is essentially a written promise to pay a debt, and the cooperative loan security agreement establishes the stock certificate and the proprietary lease as collateral, which will secure the lender's debt. After a co-op mortgage is finalized, the bank will file a UCC Financing Statement and take the physical co-op stock certificate and proprietary lease as collateral until the debt is cleared. Remember that co-op apartments aren't considered to be real property, and thus a co-op mortgage is not technically a mortgage, since mortgages are only for real property such as condos and houses. As a result, banks have to rely on the Uniform Commercial Code, UCC, to be able to extend secured loans on co-op apartments. Pro tip: filing for bankruptcy can delay but can't stop a foreclosure. This is why title companies will run a bankruptcy search the day before a foreclosure auction. If real property is involved, the bank will have to file a lift stay motion. Even for a co-op, you'll have to do the process again. However, you've bought yourself some time, more time, to do a short sale. The downside is you're bankrupt. Co-op foreclosure process. The co-op foreclosure process is much faster than the foreclosure process for condos, houses, and other real property because lenders do not need to go to court for a judgment to be able to seize and sell the property. Since a loan on a co-op apartment is not technically a mortgage, a bank can conduct a foreclosure sale under Article 9 of the Uniform Commercial Code without needing a judge's approval. This is great for lenders because they can maximize their recovery by avoiding a costly and lengthy judicial foreclosure sale. Number 1. Bank sends notice of default. The lender will send an official notice of default typically between 5 to 15 days after a borrower has missed a loan payment. Remember that the UCC does not define what a default is, so you'll have to read the fine print in the loan or security agreement. Number 2. Borrower's file gets referred to bank's attorney. If the borrower does not cure the default, the borrower's case will get referred to the bank's attorney. The bank's attorney will typically send some additional notices and make some additional demands to the borrower to cure the default. Number 3. Newspaper publication of pending foreclosure. Assuming the borrower still has not cured the default, the bank's attorney will publish a notice of the pending foreclosure for the co-op apartment in a local newspaper for 3 successive weeks. Foreclosure attorneys have told us that it doesn't matter which newspaper is used to fulfill this requirement, and bank's attorneys will often just choose the cheapest local paper for this publication requirement. Number 4. Courthouse auction. If the borrower still hasn't bothered to reach out to negotiate, pay off the loan, refinance the loan, or sell the property perhaps through a short sale, then an auction will be held at the local county courthouse. Number 5. Property is sold or retained by the bank. The bank will have a reserve price, commonly known as a knockdown price, which is the minimum price that the bank will accept from a bidder. The knockdown price is determined by the bank on a case-by-case basis dependent on a number of internal factors. In most situations, the knockdown price will be meaningfully less than the loan amount, let's say by 10 or 20%. If a bidder offers even $1 more than the knockdown price, the co-op apartment will be sold to that bidder. If, however, no one bids more than the bank's reserve price, the bank will take the property onto its books and the home will be classified as a real estate owned or REO property. Pro tip: professional investors will often show up at the county courthouse steps with many cashier's checks so they can bid all cash in increments. Requirements vary by county, but some counties may allow you to pay the balance within a certain time period, such as 30 days. However, the upfront deposit will need to be paid via certified checks on the day of the auction. Number 6. Managing agent transfers ownership. No board approval is needed in a co-op foreclosure. the bank will bring the physical stock certificate and proprietary lease to the managing agent's office, and the managing agent will issue a new stock and lease to the buyer of the foreclosed co-op apartment. Remember that you'll need to do a co-op lien search beforehand. Pro tip: the transfer agent has a fiduciary duty to the co-op apartment corporation and could be held responsible for negligence. As a result, the transfer agent or managing agent could refuse to conduct a transfer unless all other liens are taken care of. In the case of a co-op foreclosure, this usually consists of overdue maintenance payments that the previous owner owes. Co-op foreclosures in NYC. Co-op foreclosures are extremely rare today, and it was rare even during the Great Financial Crisis of 2007 to 2008 to see co-op foreclosures make it all the way to the end. That's because co-op boards generally do a pretty good job of vetting and qualifying potential buyers versus condo boards, which don't really have a say in vetting or approving buyers. Furthermore, because the NYC real estate market is very liquid with a strong demand base from all over the world, it's relatively easy to find a buyer through a short sale if a co-op shareholder falls behind on monthly payments. At the right price, it's almost a certainty in today's market that a buyer for a co-op apartment can be found. However, potential short sellers should be warned that banks' short sale applications will require all sorts of personal and financial information in order to demonstrate why you can't pay. You'll have to provide the banks with your social security number, bank account statements, retirement and brokerage account statements, W-2 forms, etc. Furthermore, your lender can technically sue you for the deficiency in a co-op short sale, especially if they think you have other assets which could help pay for their loss. However, this rarely happens in practice because it's usually not worth the effort for a bank to sue and go after a borrower for a deficiency. Pro tip: remember that the forgiveness of debt can be considered to be income by the IRS. Learn more about taxes and what you'll have to do and pay in closing costs and fees in our article on NYC real estate taxes. Lastly, here's an update in 2020 in the era of the coronavirus pandemic. The real estate market has obviously weakened, especially in New York City, where the virus has hit especially hard. In New York City, the real estate market peaked in 2015 and has been in a buyer's market or a bear market ever since. The coronavirus pandemic has weakened the market further, and it will be seen whether more co-op foreclosures and general foreclosures are on the horizon for homeowners in New York City. Stay tuned. We do come out with content on a regular basis. Again, my name is Chris at Hauseit. If you ever need any help buying or selling property in New York City, we can help you save up to 6% on the sell side with our assisted for sale by owner service and up to 2% back on the buy side through our buyer agent commission rebates. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.